Hey guys,
Hey, what's up? I'm Marissa.
I'm Kristen, and we are so excited that you're here today. And we can't wait to spend some time with you and teach you how we built our own versions of the American dream while setting up our offices anywhere in the world. So let's dive in.
Let's do it. So, we want to go over first just what we hope you get to take away from today's training because we are going to be going over a bunch of different things. So, first, just a true belief in yourself and a clear path for you to move forward and step into the online space with confidence, clarity, and hopefully a lot of excitement. Next is a better understanding of what's actually possible online when you have the right community, the right model, and the right mentorship, because those are very important. And clarity around high ticket affiliate marketing and how it is the bee's knees for the right person. Millennial moment right there.
If you know, you know.
Exactly. And what are we actually going to be covering today? So, first is a different way to work, why we chose a different version of the American dream. And you're going to be hearing that sentence a lot. So get used to it. How our lives changed because of it, and why stepping into the online space is gaining so much traction in today's society. A high level marketing system, the business model that thousands, including ourselves, have plugged into, and how they are using it to build scalable income online with high ticket affiliate marketing. And don't worry if you don't have experience, this is for people with or without experience. And then last is going to be clarity and results. So, real income examples from our community, as well as common misconceptions about the online space, who this is for, and also who it's not for, because it is not for everyone. So I want you to take a second and really think about what actually brought you to today's presentation. Like, why are you here? Maybe it's the fact that you're at a crossroads in life. You are just ready for something new. You're ready for something different, but you're kind of a little bit unsure of what that next step is for you. Or maybe you are so ready to build a legacy, not just for yourself, but also for your family as well, something long term. You are also committed to earning your worth, which is so important. You work hard, you deserve to earn your worth. And also, you are not afraid of hard work, but you desire ownership of that hard work over that career. Imagine, just take a second and imagine what it would feel like to never feel guilty about having to take an afternoon off for an appointment or workout class. This is something I feel like so many people overlook, but it was one of the biggest transitions for me. It was like, oh, I can go to a workout class at 9 a.m. on a Tuesday. That's freaking awesome. Or just being able to go to the doctors, not have to worry about taking a full day of PTO for these minor things. Never feeling as though you are being micromanaged by a boss, someone telling you when you can go to the bathroom, when you can take your lunch, what you need to focus on every single day. Never missing a milestone with your kids. As a newer mama, this is something I didn't know I desperately wanted until I had it. But being there to experience every single moment, I know you feel that too, Kristen, is just so important.
100%.
And having the opportunity to travel and work from literally any corner of the world, no matter where you are, whether you're sitting at home on your couch or you're out at a coffee shop or you are traveling the world or RVing around the country, whatever that might look like for you, and replacing your full-time income with a sustainable long-term online business. Waking up each morning, designing your day when you have that full freedom, just being able to wake up every single morning and decide what that day looks like for you, and not just that consistent monotony of the same day over and over again. And like we said before, the ability to earn your worth. So, who am I? Why am I sitting here talking to you? Hey, like I said before, my name is Marissa. And I was one of those people that basically had my path for me my entire life clearly laid out. I knew what I was supposed to do, even though it didn't feel right. But instead of doing anything about it, I just did what I thought was normal. I went to college, got good grades, graduated with honors, got some like side jobs right after college. I was really, really struggling finding a career. And I decided to move across the country from New York all the way to Southern California. I had never been on the West Coast, but I was like, hey, what better time? And my then boyfriend, now husband, who you can see in these photos, we were 22 and we were like, hey, let's just do it. So we moved across the country. And actually, a few months into being here in Southern California, I found it. I found the career I thought I was going to be in forever. I went to the police academy. I became a cop. I was so desperate to utilize my college degree and my 100K of student loan debt. And I really thought this was going to be the path that I was going to be on literally forever. Needless to say, that pension and the 401k and all the things that I thought I wanted really made me very unhappy. And I could not long term envision myself staying in that career because it was just rapidly changing who I was. So instead of staying stuck, although I was very scared to do anything about it, I decided to make a change. And that is when I found a webinar very similar to the one that you're watching right now. And that one decision to watch that webinar changed my entire life. Because now, not only obviously have I left that job behind years and years ago, I have also retired my husband from corporate forever. We have traveled the world. We did van life for a couple years. We bought our dream first home here in SoCal, planned and executed the perfect wedding, the perfect honeymoon, have created full time, location, and financial freedom together as a family. And then we also get to present parent our daughter together side by side every single day, really just designing our days the way that we envision. And it's been such a blessing. Okay, enough about me now.
I don't know how many times I've heard Marissa's stories. We have worked together for years at this point, and every time I hear it, I get chills because it really is like anybody can plop themselves into your story, my story, or anybody's story that they see where they want to be. And it's just really cool to see. So think about that as you're listening to us speak right now. It's like, how can you envision yourself in these moments and in this real life? So yeah, so a little bit about me is I'm Kristen again. Hey, and I have your very typical story. I'm from a small town in the Midwest, surrounded by cornfields and bean fields. If you know, you can envision the picture of where I'm at, which I love. I love the Midwest. There's nothing wrong with that, but I did have the desire to travel, and I still do. And we love to travel, but let me give you where I came from. So I did the whole college, I went for human resources and business management, and I even graduated a semester early. I was very career driven. I'm still career driven, but I had a game plan. I knew what I wanted. So I had the internship. I ended up getting the full-time job offer from that internship. You can see me doing my corporate duties there on the lower right-hand side. And then on the upper left-hand side, you can see the opposite of that. Those were the stairs that I walked thousands of times in my human resources management job, up and down multiple times every single day to go to work, go to lunch, come back and leave for the day. And then this was the last time I walked those stairs. And that was when I was walking away after building this business for a year. I was able to supplement my full-time income and take this business full throttle. And that was me with my box walking away from that job forever. But I didn't hate my job. I actually loved what I did, and I loved who I worked with, and I loved my company culture. So it's a bit different from Marissa's story. And so I'm sure a lot of you here actually are okay with where you're at. You like who you work with and everything that's coming with it. But there's a nudge in you, clearly, because that's why you're here, right? So I left my job in that year. And then I actually traveled to Mexico for a full month and just lived in Mexico because I have the ability to do so. The next year, I got my husband out of his corporate job. He was able to take this on with me, and we traveled America in an RV for a year and a half. And then welcomed our son into the world. We did an around the world trip, and then we welcomed our daughter into the world. We do so many adventures together as a family. And now we're actually a family of 5, and we get to present parent our children every single day together from one decision I made years ago.
We remember that time we met for the first time in San Diego, and yep. I convinced you to quit your job because you were so ready and you were there. Your business was there, but you were so nervous, and then you did it anyways.
We were walking back from the beach. I can remember a specific photo we took together, and you and I were just having a little heart to heart. And I was like, should I do it? Like there's no way I can leave a career. Like, this is a job that people don't do that. And you were like, let's break it down. Let's break your budget down. Let's break down what you're making in the business. And does it make sense? Can you handle it? And I'm like, yeah, it's just scaring the heck out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a very impactful moment for me too. And so
Love it.
I'm thankful that this business was brought to both of us because now we have this beautiful relationship, and watching her become a mom and step into all these different chapters of life is beautiful. We never would have known each other if not for this. So
Yep.
now, actually, perfect transition because we want to talk about other real people than just myself and Marissa. So their real stories. First, we have Brody here, and he was a full-time construction worker. He was really just unsure of like what he wanted to do with his life and his long-term path for his life. And then he found this business. Now he's built multiple seven figures online, and he's literally built his online empire. He travels the world and gets to provide a beautiful life for his family. And this is his catchphrase. He has become a yes dad, and I love that. And then over here, we have Macy. She was a corporate director of pharmaceutical sales. She was trading 60 plus hours a week for that six-figure income, really good job. Just a lot of hours away from her kiddos. And then now she found the business. Now she is homeschooling her two toddlers and being present for every single milestone without sacrificing the income. You can't have both in one place. And then we have Jenny here, and she was a former nanny and a photographer, a really good one at that as well. She was living in the United States. She had zero prior experience in this online space, and now she is a full-time digital nomad. She lives in Bali. She gets to soak up island life every single day, and she's generating five-figure monthly from her laptop. So that's pretty cool. You're going to see more examples of people in later on in this presentation. However, we want to go over, because this is really important, like what actually made them, what made us, what makes these people successful in this space. And it was that they were dedicated to working hard toward a better life. Simple. They wanted something better and they were willing to show up and do it. And their willingness to put in the time and the effort towards learning a new skill, because it is for most people coming in, this is a new skill set that you're learning and you're going through trainings. They just have the downright grit, the resilience, and the resourcefulness to do the dang thing.
Say that 3 times fast.
I can grit, resilience, resourcefulness. Tongue twister. They also weren't afraid to invest their time, their money, and their energy into something that they knew was going to be a long-term plan. They were committed to creating true work-life balance, and they were ready to expand beyond their comfort zone. Are you ready to expand beyond your comfort zone? And we want to talk about why it's important to have an online income. So nowadays, it's never been more prominent in our lives and in society to have something else and to have something that's actually been booming for years, which is the online space. So right now, AI and automation are replacing so many traditional jobs. I've talked to people that they got laid off because AI and automation came and kicked in, right? And so owning something online gives you that control over your income and your future and your time. You can't be replaced in your own business. You cannot be replaced. A human can't be replaced. You might be able to have some enhancements with automations and AI, which is awesome, but you as yourself cannot be replaced, and you can't fire yourself. The other thing is that the average person already spends 4 to 5 hours a day on their phone doing whatever it is. So if you're going to be on your phone anyways, you may as well learn how to monetize your time while you're on your phone. A salary is fixed. We know that there's ceilings on salaries, it's capped, but an online business is not capped and there is no ceilings, meaning that, yeah, there's no ceilings on what is possible, and it offers long-term residual results, which we're going to get into. The old system, AKA, you probably heard this term, the industrial age, it promised security, right? The new economy, though, so the digital age that we are in, rewards your adaptability and it creates more freedom for yourself. So what this opportunity is all about. So what is this? What we do is high ticket affiliate marketing. So high ticket just simply means higher priced products, AKA higher commissions, higher money in your pocket at the end of the day is what that means. Our affiliates who work alongside us gain access to patented high ticket products in the health and wellness niche, earning them anywhere from $350 up to $7,150 per sale. And then through advertising on social media. When anything is purchased through your affiliate links, you get paid. 9 out of 10 sales made online are made through affiliate links, whether you realize it or not. I guarantee you the last thing you purchased, I would say 90% of people here was probably through an affiliate link, unless you were in person somewhere. And the
Even
best part is,
Amazon, like even if you were purchasing something on Amazon, most likely it was an affiliate link. Someone else besides the company who created that product is getting paid. And when you're already doing that, right, why not take a piece of the pie and get involved with it? And also when the commissions are up to over $7,000, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, seriously though, think about that, because people don't realize that on Amazon. That's a really good example. Is like, I would almost say 10 out of 10 times that you're purchasing something on Amazon, you're paying a regular everyday person. And say you're buying like a $20 trash can, they're getting 20 cents, right? So it's going to take a lot of money and energy for them to get a full-time income, but it's still an affiliate link. So now it's the same concept, except for we're working with higher priced items, so you earn more money. And I think the biggest piece of that, and what's most important, is that you don't have to create a product. You don't have to house a product and stock up of inventory in your home. The company handles everything for you on their side of it. And so I want to introduce to you Online Empires, our platform. So it's everything from training to tracking your sales is going to live inside of this system, this platform that you're going to have access to. So let's dive into that.
All right, so a little bit more about Online Empire. I get so hyped when you talk. I like had to take a second, but let's talk a little bit more about Online Empires and what is actually being provided and taught to you. So by definition, a business is the practice of making money through the exchange of goods and services. It is as simple as that. The Online Empires platform, we call it OE. So you're going to be seeing that a lot in this presentation. So OE just means Online Empires, but it provides a full one-stop shop to build your online business through high-ticket affiliate marketing without the need to create your own products. And it is not just education or another course. We've been in the online space for quite a while now, and we have noticed there are lots of programs out there and lots of courses, and a lot of them are just education. So they give you maybe 30% of what you need to build a successful business, but you need 100% of what is needed, right? So everything from training and to tracking, we're going to go into that, but it's not just education or another course, and you are not starting from scratch or doing things on your own. OE is basically, like we said, all encompassing, a one-stop shop type of platform. Everything from the full business model that you're going to be plugging into. So you don't need to have a business of your own prior to this. We're giving you the full business model, the product offers to plug into, beginner friendly and advanced training. So in the beginning, we touched on, whether you have experience or not, this is something that you can start as a beginner or as someone who's advanced, because the training that is being provided will walk you through everything, no matter what stage you're at. I personally had no experience, but I have, yeah, right. You didn't either. Most people don't. And of course, some people do, and you'll actually hear from them in a little while.
But I also think that, like, no matter what career or background you come from, I've learned this, and I'm sure like you have too, is like, no matter what you come from, there is relatable and transferable skills from your past job, career, background that you can put into this and use as your like secret sauce. So
100%. Yeah. I love that. All of your backend and automation. So this is like one of the most important things. We're going to get into this a little bit deeper as well, but things that are required to build a successful business online, backend stuff like funnels and landing pages and webinars and tracking and all of these techie things that most people, your average person, doesn't necessarily have the skill set to build out on their own. All of those things are actually provided for you, which is so cool. And the best part, as you can see from Kristen and I, the community and mentorship support and so much more. So let's bring it all together. So one thing I want to touch on is just a personal brand. We are going to be throwing this term out a lot. So we kind of want to just explain it. Building a personal brand, what does that actually mean? It is as simple as these three things: your passions, your skills, and your personality. These three things come together to build your personal brand. What are we actually going to be doing with this personal brand? We're going to cover that next. In a nutshell, this is what you are going to be diving into once you dive into Online Empire. Step one, you are going to step into the training and start building your brand. The thing we just talked about on the last slide, we're going to be teaching you how to build that personal brand, regardless of what your day-to-day looks like. It is very simple to build a personal brand. The next step, we're going to plug you into the done for you Online Empires systems. These are the things I was talking about before, like tracking and funnels and landing pages and webinars and all of these techie things. The platform is going to provide them for you. They're done for you. You're just simply plugging into them. And then you are going to begin attracting people who are already searching for what you're offering through online advertising, which is so powerful because we're essentially just teaching you how to plug into things that are already working, are already selling, and you're just becoming essentially another person doing that. And then last is my favorite, which is automate and scale. So we're going to teach you the best way to create financial freedom, location freedom, and time freedom is to automate your business and scale, of course, because that's going to create the financial freedom. But when you have the ability to automate the things that you are doing, you're able to step away and still make money while you are sleeping. Oh, perfect example. I want to share this. The weekend I had my daughter, it was July 2nd.
Oh, yeah.
And the day I was giving birth, like literally I was in the hospital giving birth, I made, I believe it was like $10,000 or $15,000. I had a $10,000 or $15,000 day, and I was just there pushing out my child. And it was such a cool experience because I did not have to be physically present in order to generate that income. And then once you learn how to do all of these things, we're then going to teach you how to actually scale your business so you can bring it to the income level that you truly desire. And that looks a little bit different for everyone.
Yeah. Like when we talk about the actual freedom and flexibility that you have specifically with an online business with creating automations, that is like the prime example of, you know, you can be on vacation as well, something like that.
Yeah, you don't need to have a baby in order to do that, but it was just a very cool experience. And we've both traveled for years. And being able, again, to step away, to be traveling, to be in a national park somewhere in the US without service and still being able to generate income, that is life-changing. Okay, but now we've talked a lot about tactical stuff. We've gone into very deep into what the platform and the training provide. So we're going to take a little bit of a pattern interrupt here. We're going to bring it back to us for a second. We want you to take a second and ask yourself this question. Is the life I am building right now in this moment truly my version of the American dream? There's that word again. Or is it just the one I was taught to want? Really think about it for a second. If there was no one else in the world, no one else's expectations of what you should be doing existed, what would your life actually look like in this moment? Because I know for me, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it, but my life, the first 25 years of my life was the expectations others set for me. It wasn't what I wanted. It was what I thought I was supposed to want. And then the second I realized, okay, no, I can actually have my own thoughts and my own expectations and really focus on what my version of the American dream is. That's when, I mean, everything shifted for me.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it's like you're challenging the status quo. You're challenging what, again, we go back to the industrial age. That's, you know, when the American dream was built. And you're challenging that what your parents have taught you to do, what your parents did, what your grandparents did, you know. So it's a hard, like almost mindset to overcome. But when you do start having your own thoughts and having little inclinations of like, what would it be like to just be home with my kids and not have rushed mornings, or to travel, or XYZ, plug it in. And it's like, oh, I wonder if that's possible. Oh, that's why you're here right
that's
now,
exactly why you're
learning
here.
about this. So really take that question seriously. Like, is this life I'm building truly my version of the American dream, or just the one that I was taught to want? And then Let's go over some common misconceptions that we have seen in our years of experience here. The first thing is that a lot of times you think, and we've already said this, neither of us had experience when we dove into this, but a lot of people think I need experience or I have to be a tech whiz. You guys should have seen us trying to figure out the tech side of getting on this presentation today. It took like an extra hour for just different little things. You do not have to be a tech whiz to run an online business. That's what our platform houses for you. I need a big following. You don't need a big following. That is a lie. It's a get rich quick promise. It is not that. You do have to show up and be consistent with your business, or you think you have to travel. You do not. If that is what you love and that's what you're passionate about, that's what we can build that brand around. But if that's not what you're passionate about, we're not going to do that. You can do this from your home. Another common misconception is that I need to have an influencer lifestyle in order to make money online. You don't. You can just live your life the way you live your life and make money in this space. Or you think that I'll have to chase numbers, or there's going to be a lot of pressure, or you have to pressure people to buy from you. And that is opposite from what we teach, completely opposite from what we teach and the methods that we have inside of our platform. And the last one that we hear a lot is that I'll have to post on my personal pages and cold message and cold call. You do not have to. Now you can do that approach if you want and it works for people, but the way Marissa and I and this community, our entire, system that you'll see has built our businesses is through business pages completely separate from your personal pages and reaching an entire cold audience, people that we don't know yet. And we're also a global affiliation, which means we can talk to people throughout the entire world. We are not stuck to just who is in our physical community and neighborhood of people.
Oh, before you switch, can you go back? There's a few things I wanted to touch on. I'm glad it didn't transition the whole thing out. Just a few things I want to touch on. So the following thing, like a lot of people that are coming into the space, right? We're talking like, they're thinking, okay, I need to be an influencer. I have to have that attractive lifestyle. I have to have a ton of followers. We hear this misconception all the time. Just wanted to point out, I had a 6-figure business before I ever had 1,000 followers on social media. And I'm sure you were very, very similar. Yep. Like you, because you're reaching people globally through advertising, online advertising, it has absolutely nothing to do with the people that follow you. So you could have 0 followers and have a 6 or 7-figure business.
And guess what? If those less than 1,000 followers, I don't know what it was, 500, 600, 700, 800 people, if those followers all were to have purchased from her links and her products, she would have, before she even had a 6-figure business, if those followers would have purchased, she'd be more than a millionaire at that point because of the high ticket nature that we work with. So
100%.
Nothing to do with it. And we all start at 0.
Yeah. And that was like the first maybe like year of my business. I had way less than 1,000 followers. And the only reason my followers grew over time was because of the travel and the lifestyle that we've been able to build through this business. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on is the get rich quick thing. If you are here for that, and we're going to touch on this in a little while, but if you are here for that, you are in the wrong place. Anyone that tells you you can make a ton of money really fast with a little to no effort, run the other way, because that is anything sustainable, anything worth having is going to take time. It's going to take energy. It's going to take consistency, but that's what creates a real sustainable business. And that is exactly what we're offering you today. And then the last thing is the posting on our personal pages and cold messaging, cold calling. I didn't know what any of these things meant when I started, but I was like, I don't really want to be like posting, like, look at my shampoo, like on my, not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's not something I wanted to do. Like, I didn't want to be sharing that on my personal profiles. And like, I just really didn't want to be doing that. And when I stepped into the space and realized I never had to post on a personal profile if I didn't want to, I could create all new profiles. I didn't have to reach out to people. There were people reaching out to me. It was just much more aligned than a lot of the other things I'd seen. Okay, I'm done talking now. You can continue.
I think the first time you posted on your personal profile after starting your business was like 5 years into the business. And you're like, oh, this is what I've been up to for the last 5 years.
7
years. I think I remember looking at comments and being like the people were baffled, like just people from that knew you, because everything was kept separate. You don't have to keep it separate, but if you want to, and that's the poll for you, then great. And if you want to post on personal page, that's more power to you. And you can do both. You can have personal and business. So, but yes. Okay. I'm so glad you added those notes. with that being said, all those common misconceptions, it really is simpler than a lot of people think. So you just have to have clear trainings, which we provide for you. And you have to have a willingness to apply what you learn, actually implement. You need about 1 to 3 hours per day. So a lot of us, when we start, so for myself at least, I started this alongside my full-time job. Now Marissa had already left her job. She had more time to put on it in to the business, but on average, we recommend to have 1 to 3 hours per day to work on building this. You need to be consistent with the time you're putting in. You need a simple, structured business model, which is what we're covering. You need access to high demand products and services. We got you on that as well. And you have to be coachable. You just have to be willing to take feedback, implement, learn, grow, and just literally build the skill set that you can take anywhere in your life. And so let's ask, is this for you? Yes, this is for you if you are motivated and you want more control over your time. Yes, this is also for you if you are tired of the corporate grind and you're looking for something beyond just another job, another job.
That is not what this is. I want to reiterate it again. This is a business. This is a business that you get to plug into, that you get to control. Kristen mentioned on the last slide, 1 to 3 hours a day. That also can be done in the pockets of your day. So if it's, hey, 20 minutes here or 30 minutes there, it's your business. You own it. So you get that control over your time. But we're not asking you to apply for a job here. We are teaching you how to build a long-term sustainable online business.
100%, 100%. And I think the reason we keep reiterating it is because we want people, yourself individually, to self-assess in or self-assess out, because we know this isn't for everyone. We can't work with everyone simply. We don't have that time, right? But we want to work with the right person. So I'm glad you added that, Marissa. This is also for you. You can say yes to this question if you are excited to create long-term wealth. I think that a lot of people would be a yes on that one. Also, yes, if you're ready to prioritize your why, like, why are you living this life? What do you do that actually lights you up and brings you passions in your life? So if you're ready to prioritize that, whatever that is for you, then that's a yes. Also a yes if you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone and into the confident, into the self-led version of yourself. Or not. This might not be for you. Again, and this is the time for you to self-assess out. And you can just simply end the video if you have decided that it's not for you at this point. But this is not for you if you're here for a shortcut or get rich quick. We've already talked about that. This is not that. This is also not for you if you're not open to learning and implementing new ideas. Also not for you if you're expecting results without any effort. Got to show up. Also not for you if you are unwilling to invest. So let's go into that.
Hey, we have covered so much. We're going to dive into something really exciting now, because not all businesses, and specifically online businesses, are actually created equal. There are so many opportunities out there. What the heck is the difference between them all? Not all businesses are created equal. So I want you to take a second and think about this. Would you rather have to make 200 sales to have a $5,000 month, or just 2 sales to have a $5,000 month? For a lot of people, $5,000 a month is life-changing. So figure out what that number is for you. But the difference between low ticket and high ticket is massive. When we're talking about low ticket, we're talking about products that maybe cost $30, $50. And so your commission is small. Even if it's 50%, maybe you're making $25. How many of those products need to be sold, even if it's through affiliate marketing, for you to have a $5,000 month or a $10,000 month or a $2,000 month? Yeah. Or thinking about high ticket, what if that same amount of income can be made with literally just 2 sales? We want to share a couple people in our community. This is just a couple of the many people that responded when we asked who actually came from the low ticket space into the high ticket space. We got a ton of feedback from people in our community. This is just a couple of people we wanted to showcase. You want to share a little bit about Chelsea?
Yeah, I totally do. And I really just think it's like, seriously, like literally mind-boggling, mind-blowing whenever you think about these numbers, when you actually put a number behind the energy and effort that comes along with building anything. But yeah, if you're going to take the 200 sales to make the 5K, you could do 2 sales with 5K. Think about if you made 4 sales.
Mm-hmm.
Double that, like you can scale your income so much quicker to a sustainable thing because of what you're earning. So I would love to share about, so again, handful of examples that we could share from. We pulled out a few. So Chelsea, she came from the low ticket space. She did so many things and she did them and had results. She had success. She was making money for her family with the low ticket spaces that she was in, but she burned herself out badly to a bad point actually, because of how much manual labor almost goes into all of those things, and for working for a small dime compared to what you're putting in. So she knew she could show up, and she also, like, at that point had the skill set. Like, I didn't have the skill set when I came in, but she did. So if you're there as well, you're also a step ahead. So think about that. She had that skill set. She learned about the high ticket side of things, and she brought that skill over, was able to apply that, and now she's in the high ticket space. She's in this space in our business and able to actually put in less of the time, energy, and effort than she was with all those manual labor tasks that she was doing before, and run this and be home with her family.
Love that.
Yeah. Wait, do you want to share on, I feel like it's really important to share Laura and Julie.
And Julie, yes. Yeah. So another two girls in our community, they collectively have had a ton of success in the low ticket space. They've been doing low ticket for like 20 plus years. So they eventually decided, well, hey, we might as well utilize these efforts and jump into the high ticket space. And let me tell you, these girls, within the first 60 days of stepping into the high ticket space, collectively between the two of them, were able to, within 60 days, that is 2 months, were able to generate over $100,000 in, I know, it's literally insane, over 100,000 in sales within 60 days. And yes, of course, the people that we're talking about, they had experience, but take me and Kristen, because we did not have any experience, and we've been able to create massive success, multiple 7-figure businesses online. So just really take a little bit of time. That, like I said before, there's so much opportunity online, but this is just the biggest difference we've seen. And if, between the low ticket and high ticket space, and a question we might get from some people who watch this webinar is it any more difficult? Is it harder to actually, for people to purchase these high ticket products than low ticket? And the answer is absolutely not. People spend money every single day online. I'm sure you spend money online literally all of the time. There's absolutely no difference that we have seen in the years and years of experience that we have between the low ticket and high ticket. Just wanted to touch on that. Okay, so we want to welcome you to the fam. So obviously we just showed you a bunch of people in our community, but we're going to take it one step further and welcome you to our family. You've already learned all about online empires, and we're just showing you just a couple little snippets of some meetups that we've had. So obviously we're online, right? So we don't get to physically meet up every single day for work, and we prefer it that way, but we do get to actually meet up in person all over the world. You heard that Kristen and I have hung out hundreds of times at this point. We live completely opposite sides of the country, but we have seen each other many, many times. And that it's not just us. We have these meetups where we get to really just immerse ourselves in the community, in the culture, make lifelong friends. We have had meetups in so many places. I'm going to forget them, but we've had Bali, Nashville, Mexico, where else? Somewhere in the Midwest.
Chicago, San Diego. There's somewhere else tropical that I cannot remember. Probably Thailand.
Oh yeah, a couple tropical places. Yeah. So basically all
Australia
over
for sure.
Australia. Yep, of course. Couldn't forget that one. We have a large Australian community as well. So just wanted to share a little bit.
Oh, Japan.
Oh, and Japan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally all over the world. And you don't have to attend these. I get that question sometimes too, but it's so fun to be able to attend them. And when you have the financial ability to, because of this business, and you have the time freedom and the location freedom, why not meet up with a whole bunch of people? And
you can bring your family, let them have travel, like let them vacation,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Love that. Okay, so now we really just want to dive into, we have gone over a plethora of things. So we're going to really break it down for you, what you actually get inside of Online Empires, because we are here and we are built to support you at every stage of your growth. So first, you're going to get the all-inclusive training platform and system, the step-by-step training, live training, as well as recorded trainings, one-on-one mentorship, which is literally price. There's a few things on here that are a bit priceless, but having that one-on-one guidance is huge in the online space, especially if you don't have experience. Those high ticket affiliate partnerships, so you don't have to have products or services of your own already. Pre-built funnels and automation. I know I used that terminology a little bit before, but all of those techie things covered for you. Weekly community calls, Facebook community groups, dedicated sales support, so you don't have to be like super salesy or know much in that field either. Mindset mastery course, so we're going to be working on really helping you transition from an employee, if that's what you are right now, into an entrepreneur, or if you are already an entrepreneur, really stepping into the highest level version of yourself as an entrepreneur. And the last thing that we just touched on was those invitations to worldwide community meetups and events.
Wow.
Woo! All right. So your investment into Online Empires, let's go through it. So Online Empires is typically $99 a month, which in my opinion is a freaking steal. But we actually are super confident but today we are going to be offering you a 7-day $1 trial. And here's why. We said before, this is a perfect fit for some, and it's not a perfect fit for others. And that is okay. So we give you an opportunity to step into the program, platform, training, all of the things for 7 full days for literally $1 to ensure that it is the absolute perfect fit for you before you continue on, before you invest any further. And it's just such a powerful tool because it doesn't stop anyone from being able to get started and just envision themselves in the program and see what it's all about. And to top it off, we actually give you the opportunity to cancel it anytime. You're not like signing any like long-term subscriptions or anything like that. You can literally cancel it at any time. And on top of that, it is a 2-week money back guarantee. So you can step in. What that means is you get to step in for 2 full weeks. Ensure it is the absolute perfect fit. We're there to guide you the entire way. And if it's not at the end, you just cancel your membership and you can get a refund, which is amazing.
You can get that dollar back.
Yeah, you can get that $1 back.
It's really no sweat off your back for something so huge and impactful that could be the catalyst and change so much in your life. So let's go to the next one here. After seeing everything that we've gone over today, everything that we have shared today, I want you to ask yourself these few questions. Do you think that it is possible for you to earn a full-time income online?
And yes.
Yes. It is possible. These regular Joe Schmoes like us and most people that enter into this space are just like you, the person watching this. So can you really see yourself? Is it possible for you to earn a full-time income online? And can you see yourself being passionate about high ticket affiliate marketing? I do want to ask you, Marissa, sorry to put you on the spot. Like before you, before you started this business, you didn't know what you were looking for. You found this. Well, like, answer that question. Like, could you have seen yourself being passionate about like this space? And like, where did you see yourself in taking this? Like, give me that example.
Yeah, for sure. So I knew once I watched, like I said, I watched a webinar like very similar to this, and I just saw other people doing it. Other people just like me, like you're not, like you said, your average Joe Schmoes, like just your average people who had turned this program, this platform, this opportunity into something so life-changing. And immediately I saw them and I said, if they can do it, you really like put me on the spot here. I'm like,
what's the difference?
But like, if they could do it, there's literally no reason why I can't too. I have the drive, I have the motivation, I have the why. And that was actually a question I wanted to ask you before, but I didn't want to cut you off. It's like, when you know exactly why you want something, you are willing to do what it takes to make it happen. Yeah. And actually, when I started, we didn't have that 7-day $1 trial.
Nope.
I
Me, there's
invested directly into the $99 because I was like, I want to learn. I don't
yeah.
even know if there was a money back thing. Like,
I would spend my $99 on a dinner. Like I
yeah,
could do it here, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Or like your $5 on Starbucks
Starbucks.
coffee is not $5 either. It's like
My Starbucks
$7.
drink is 5.25. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, you know, because you literally get Starbucks every single day.
Well, as Marissa literally got lost on her way to Starbucks today because she never goes to her Starbucks.
Never. I am an at home. When you work from home, I actually did an Instagram story about this today, but when you work from home, you perfect your morning coffee. You know exactly how you like it, but we didn't have any milk in our house today. So, and we knew we were going to be filming this and sharing with you guys, and I wanted to have
Special
more energy.
day.
So went
Yeah.
to Starbucks and actually paid it back for the person behind me. I didn't know who they were,
Oh,
but I was
I
like,
love
I want to
that.
cover their coffee. Yeah, it was
The
super
best thing
sweet.
ever.
So to answer your question, I
Okay.
saw myself doing this because I saw myself in everyone else that was doing it. I saw the person who had left that career behind that was super nervous. I saw that person with the chunk of student loan debt that was able to pay it off. I saw that person who was traveling the world, but before they were in a corporate 9 to 5, I saw myself in so many other people in our community that I knew that there was no reason why if they could do it, I couldn't too. And that in and of itself made me super passionate to just learn more. And when I stepped into it, I mean, I've literally never looked back. It's changed my entire life. So
I love it. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I mean, I think that going back to like you figuring out your why right now, you might be like, I don't know, I just want more time, more like, but what is that for? Is it for your kids? Is it for travel? Like, what is that? Because that is going to push you forward to actually getting what you want out of this one life that you have. And like for me, when I started, I simply wanted to be with my dog. I did not want to leave my dog every day. And I wanted to have these long walks with her during the day. And then, obviously it grew and I wanted to travel and I wanted, and I did that and all the children, all the things. But it could be something as simple, which is not simple because dogs are family. It could be something as simple as your pet at home. Okay. But that takes you. So we have one last question for you before we wrap this thing up. And the only question left to ask is, what would your life look like if this actually worked for you? And I'm just going to let you think about that. If this panned out and worked for you and you showed up for yourself, what would your life look like a year from today? What could be different? Because for a lot of people, it already is. That is their reality. And this is where we want to transition into actually showing you a short clip of some people we work directly one-on-one with inside of our community. And we're going to cut to that right now.
From being an accountant trapped in a cubicle, counting down to weekends and holidays to have time for the things that I love, to now becoming a multiple six-figure online business owner with complete freedom and flexibility to prioritize family, animals, and farm life, all while building wealth that supports my lifestyle and goals.
What's up? My name's Brody. I'm from Australia. I quit my construction job all thanks to this online opportunity. In 2017, I was scrolling on my news feed with no prior experience and I'd failed at 5 businesses before this. Thanks to saying yes, I'm now a present father, a present partner. I retired my partner from a 15-year career in dental. She's actually in Bali at the moment doing a 14-day volunteering trip helping turtles, which is freaking epic. I think being able to become a yes dad when my son wants to spend time with me, I can, because I've got the energy, time and finances, all thanks to having an online business. My advice to you is if you're not happy where you are right now and you don't change anything, in 10 years you'll be miserable, just 10 years older. Have a crack, check out the training, you won't regret it, and good luck.
Hi, I'm Natasha. I went from working in healthcare, very burnt out, very unfulfilled, to now working full-time online, spending more time on my wellness, and I just booked a one-way ticket to Bali.
Hi, I'm Alexis. I went from working 60 hours a week as a corporate employee, building someone else's dream, to now getting to build a life of my own, being my own boss, travel whenever I want, work from wherever I want, and truly creating a life that I love and enjoy.
Hi, my name is Haley. I went from a burnt out, overworked corporate boss babe to now an empowered, confident, peaceful stay-at-home mom who owns her own online business.
Hey, Ashley Kemp here, and I used to be a former soldier, and I've now been able to travel to 53 countries, buy my dream homes, buy my dream cars, and pretty much do anything that I want because I took action and joined the exact same opportunity that you've just seen.
Hi everyone, I'm Clown. In 2023, I was a burnt out bedside nurse, exhausted and stuck in the cycle of 12-hour shifts. In December 2024, I left my hospital job. Now, because of this business, I get to move to Poland with my husband for his job assignment. And I don't have to worry about finding a new job or replacing my income. That freedom has changed everything for us. I never thought it was possible, but it is.
Hi, I'm Chelsea, and for 4 years after becoming a mom, I was determined to find a way to be more present with my family, my kids, and just to have less stress around our finances. And I've tried everything online in those 4 years. You name it, I've probably tried it, and I was committed, and I was consistent, and I was honestly even making money, and it was meaningful, but honestly, it just felt like I was on a treadmill a lot of the time, a lot of effort, but staying in the same place. I was constantly chasing people and sales and subscriptions, or even the rank for it to just crumble over and over and over again, and I was never getting ahead. And I knew online income was real, but I started to wonder if there was a better way or a smarter way to value my time and my efforts. And I didn't want to be an influencer, I didn't want to bug family and friends. I was just really hoping something was real and rooted and that could actually grow and sustain itself, and something that could actually change our lives, not just continue helping us barely get by, if that makes sense. And so now I don't just hope for that anymore. I finally found it, the it I was looking for, and I have confidence and not question marks, and I have a clear path and a clear vision and an actual blueprint that excites me and doesn't discourage me, and I am never looking back.
All right, you guys, so you have seen everything. You've heard from us, our stories. You've heard from a ton of other people in the community. You just watched a video, just really hearing the experiences of other people and what this business and this platform have done for their lives and their families' lives. You've learned all about high ticket affiliate marketing. You have gotten so much information. And the next step is super simple.
All you have to do is literally click the link that's provided below for you, sign into your 7-day trial, learn about everything, and then hopefully we'll be able to see you on the inside or at a business retreat in the future.
Yes. Can't wait to see you guys on the inside.
Bye, guys.